I mean, self-image is huge for the masculine because again, that will and drive to be of service, and especially if you're called to leadership, like I know you've been, it's like, again, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Now, if you're self-defeating and there's that guilt or shame frequency, that's where it's like, all right, oh, you gotta move through and into that, and there's a way, like you said, like there's those technologies of meditation. There's a technology of, sharing it. This is something fascinating. When you share it with other men, and this is where the men's circle and that technology comes in, instantly everybody can relate. Yeah. It's not just you. We all do it. So that's a lot of this stuff becomes poison when you just hold it.
Yeah, because people think that what they're dealing with is completely unique to them.
Right. It never is.
Never.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you share it, you immediately create trust and vulnerability.
Yeah.
And you get the reflection, because this is the other thing. Like, I mean, I know this for myself. Maybe you can relate. I'm the harshest critic of myself. Nothing anyone could say to me is as harsh as I hold my standards, which has a gift in that it drives me to really do diligence.
And also means that you're not affected by what other people tell you.
Right. Even though I still am sometimes.
But
because
the shadow side of that is easy to beat yourself up.
Sure. And what's funny is, like, no matter what you think of yourself, you'll be shocked by what other people think of you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really healthy to receive that.
Yeah.
And this is where, like, feedbacking, especially from other men, receiving, because you might think like, oh, fuck, like I'm losing my edge, da, da, da. Meanwhile, someone looks at you and they're like, Jesus, Monty's jacked. Like, can you give me some tips on so you sometimes I underestimate how other people are perceiving me. And there's actually a time where that's a medicine for you, because you're like, it'll pop you out of that little like, oh shit, like I gotta
And what's cool about that, I think everyone should do that as an exercise. Like, go to people around you that you trust are going to give you honest feedback and ask them, what do you think of me? What do you think I'm good at? And like the times that I've done that, the feedback that I've gotten, it's not so much that it's positive or negative, it's more just surprising. It's like, wow, I'd never thought of myself like that. I didn't know that I was good at that, because we can't see the picture when we're living inside the frame, and we've got very tainted ideas about ourselves, right?
Right.
So I think that's a really useful, powerful exercise for people to take on.
Yeah. Especially men, especially if you're like that lone wolf kind of energy. Like, you gotta come back to the connection, because that's where that alchemy happens, and you can actually see yourself. You can't see yourself without the mirror. Yeah. And we're meant to do it in a village.
Yeah.